Hello and welcome. It is the Nisha Jackson Show, formerly known as Just Ask Nish. That's going back a little bit. My name is Rusty Humphries. She's Nisha Jackson, and we sure are glad you're here. Make sure that you subscribe to the program at iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you find the program. Share it. Let people know because we've got some great stuff as always. Nisha, welcome back. We haven't seen each other in a while, not since you cut open my hiney, and things are going good with that. And you have a nice glow. No, you're like glowing.
You think?
Yeah, which is good. I mean, your eyes look healthier, your skin looks better, you look more alert.
Here's what I can tell everybody honestly, and then it's not going to be a whole show on me by any means. I am naturally eating better, not because I'm going, you know what, I'm going to try to eat better. I'm actually just kind of listening to my body a little bit more. And so I'm not, like here, the other day, I had a piece of pizza. And I went, you know what? I haven't had a piece of pizza in like 3 weeks. That's really rare for me.
Yes.
I've lost.
You're a little bit of a pizza-holic.
Yes. Well, it's got all the food groups right there.
It really does.
It's like a health food for me.
Yeah.
But no, I've lost, this morning would be 8 pounds. Without,
oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, without ever really trying. My body's going, I want to go out there and do stuff. There's been some weather things here in Arizona that have been weird, so I haven't gotten out and done that, but I want to. I feel a lot more energy, and, overall, I'm feeling so very, very noticeably different and better. So that's my review as of, it's been 3 weeks yesterday. We did this.
That's so awesome. I'm so proud of you.
Well, I didn't do anything. You put a bunch of stuff in my butt. No.
A very dear friend of mine that I met at Rhythmia when I went to Rhythmia this last May, he got on the program too. He probably had, 15 to 20 pounds to lose, but he looked very unhealthy. He had not been eating enough protein. His hormone levels weren't right. He was very nutrient deficient. He was not moving his body. He was doing a lot of sitting. And now it's been, 5 months, and he looks literally like a completely different person. So why I say that, because you're on the front end of it right now, is it just makes me realize when I listen to you talk, Rusty, it makes me realize that you've lost 8 pounds, you feel better, but if you add 4 more months to this, you're going to look and feel even completely different than you do now, because it's all about just sticking with it, which is kind of what I want to talk about on the show today, is sticking with it.
Well, and what I'm finding exciting, I don't mean to interrupt, but it's exciting and interesting to me, is that with this, what would you call, is it hormone balancing, hormone replacement therapy? What did we do?
I call it hormone optimization. Most hormone experts call it hormone optimization because we're not really replacing, we are optimizing your levels for your appropriate age.
Okay. So with the hormone optimization, I'm feeling like I want to do these things as opposed to trying to force myself through sheer willpower. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. And that's why when people come in and they just say, I'm just so frustrated with myself, I can't make a good decision, I can't stick with it. I start one day, I end the next. I start my day out eating good. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm down in cookies and an espresso, and I can't stick with it. And I say, you know what? Let's fix everything first, because I bet when you feel better and you're less depressed and you have a better outlook on life and your energy's good and you wake up in the morning feeling refreshed, and you're sleeping better at night, I bet you're going to make different decisions. And lo and behold, every single person does the same thing. But I want to go back to the hormone optimization just for a second, Rusty, because it's even more than hormone optimization. It's like whole body optimization. It's like restoring everything in your body, because you're more physically active now. Your food choices are different. all of your hormones are balanced, your stress hormones are more optimized, you're probably sleeping better at night, you're probably waking up with more energy in the morning. So all of those things, and your thyroid's better. So we've really optimized the whole endocrine system and your lifestyle at the same time. So that's why it's not a good idea to go to your doctor or practitioner and just get a pill or just get a hormone and try to feel well. You've got to do the whole program because it works and it's better for you. It's better for you.
You know, it's interesting that you say that. I have a friend that had some testosterone pellets, and that's all the doctor did. And he's like, well, it didn't do anything for me. And it's like, well, I don't know how it didn't do anything for you, but maybe it's because he didn't get all of the things that we did done.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? We're really not meant to be a one hormone system. All of the hormones, the nutrients, the brain chemicals, what we put in our body, how our gut is optimized, it works together like this beautiful orchestra. It's meant to be in balance. And that's where you feel your best, and really where you develop more immunity and the ability to avoid health related problems as you age. So I always think hormone optimization is part of it, but really what we're doing here is whole body optimization, which I love. And you're doing it. You're doing it. You know, I also think it's funny when people say, one more comment.
Yeah.
I also think it's funny when people say, oh, I only lost 2 pounds this week. And I'm kind of passionate about this right now because I'm just, coming off this knee injury, and I'm able to start bicycling. And, I've got 5 or 6 pounds to lose. And I'm kind of frustrated about it because I tried really hard not to gain weight with this injury. And, it's certainly not 6 pounds of muscle that I gained, it's 6 pounds of fat. And I got to get it off. And now we're up against the holidays, so I'm working extra hard to get it off. So I'm really passionate about 1 pound a week is a lot. Because if you just lost 2 pounds a week, or probably a little bit more than that. So I just tell people, okay, if you lost 8 pounds a month or 2 pounds a week for a year, that would be 96 pounds.
Right.
Hello. That's a person. You've lost a person. So I always tell people, this is all about the long haul. This is all about making it part of your life so that how fast does 90 days go? It's like a flash.
Right.
That's 25 pounds. It's a flash. So 1 to 2 pounds is really good a week. Some people lose more. A lot of people, you lost more than that, more like 3 pounds a week. So I just say that the key is keep the big picture in mind, because 90 days is quick. 4 months is quick, and you can really shed a lot of body fat and lean up and feel better in a very short period of time. So 1 to 2 pounds a week is still really good.
Now, I also got an intermittent fasting app for my phone. So I've been doing that. I did see a great meme on Facebook, though. It says, our generation's great. We can just skip breakfast and call that fasting.
That's so true.
Oh, well, let's talk a little bit about something that we all, and again, if you are feeling slow and sluggish and a little bit heavy, I really do encourage you to get a hold of Nisha and One Peak Medical Center, find out more about hormone optimization. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But something that everybody is concerned about, or should be, and that is holiday weight gain. We are getting right up to the holidays now, Nisha, and it's time to go eating.
Yes. And this is where things start falling apart. And, I realized that when I walked through Costco the other day. I love Costco, by the way. It's like an endorphin release when I go in. I go in there for one thing and I come back with 2 shopping carts full.
I feel like I have really accomplished something if I can get out of there less than $100.
Oh, that is virtually impossible. It's like sticking needles in my eyeballs or something. So I can see why people put on the average weight gain between Thanksgiving and Christmas is 10 pounds. That's average. Wow. So if you don't gain any weight, it's like losing weight practically, right? So I can see why people do it, Rusty, because all the stores already have, things, all this food in them and all these treats in them and especially chocolates. You just want to start buying them and eating them even before the holidays just for yourself. And so it's so tempting and it's so hard. But we have to remember that the 3 or 4 parties that you're going to go to between now and the new year, and Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's Day, they're just one day. So let's say you have 3 parties and 3 holidays in the next 6 weeks. Okay, that's 6 days. So why don't you just think about having 6 days where you just completely blow it, right? You do whatever you want. Eat whatever you want. Eat appetizers that are high fat. Eat the whole course. Have sugar. Have a couple drinks. Do whatever you want on those days. Just stuff yourself. But what if all the other days, or even 80% of all the other days, you were dead on? Like you fed your body what you needed, and you exercised maybe a little bit more. So that's what I want to talk about, is just keeping in mind, this is just one day. It's one event. It's not 2 weeks. Christmas is not 2 weeks. So why don't we prepare our bodies to be able to have a really fun cheat day?
Now, are you sure Christmas is not 2 weeks? It's like most women I know, it's their birthday month now. So it's
my month too, I know. Well, I have to add that day in also, but I was just thinking how funny it is that we just say, oh, it's all or nothing. Like, unless I can have every day in December be perfect, I'm just not going to do anything at all.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. And you're a big party thrower, a great hostess. And I know you've got a couple of parties, I'm sure, coming up. Are you going to be doing anything like low-cal, heart-healthy party stuff, or is it pigs in a blanket time?
You know what? I actually don't do that. What I just said a minute ago is really how I live. I look at every week, okay, what am I doing this week? How many dinners out do I have? How many events do I need to go to? And then I plan accordingly. I am constantly calculating in my head where I'm at, because this is just a game of numbers. How many calories you put in your body a day, and also a little bit what kinds of foods you're eating and timing of your foods. It's just a mathematical equation is what it is, Rusty. And so if you have 3 days in a row that you're eating way too many calories and not the right foods, then you better cut way back the next 3 days. So it's sort of a give and take thing, and people don't really get this because they eat unconsciously. They're not preparing their foods, and they're not eating consciously. They're waiting until they're too hungry, and then they eat everything in sight. So the classic thing is not eating enough during the day, and by time you get home to fix dinner or whatever, stop somewhere to get something on the way home to eat, you're so hungry that you end up fixing and eating a meal while you're eating a meal while you're fixing a meal. Then you eat the meal afterwards, and then you keep snacking all the way to bedtime. So this is the most common problem people have today, and being prepared and having the right food there. Don't buy, 14 boxes of treats for Christmas the 1st of December so that all you do is eat them the first 2 weeks of December. This is not unreal. People actually do this. I've done this.
It's like on Halloween. You don't need to buy the candy on October 1st and then run out by Halloween time.
That's right. So
I'm going trick or treating in the cupboard. Yeah. But that's what it makes a lot of sense. So what you're saying is, have a good time on Christmas Eve, and when you're with your family, enjoy it. Enjoy New Year's Eve. Have the eggnog. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to drink the whole gallon. Have a cup of it, and then just be normal.
Right. Or if you want to have 4 desserts, maybe have a bite of each one. You don't need to have 4 full servings of dessert, things like that. Because honestly, if you think about it, how good is the 4th, 5th, and 6th bite of berry pie?
No, you're right. Here's the thing I learned, and really? I saw this when I had dinner with celebrities, and it shocks me every time I see it. As a matter of fact, I'll give you the name: Kardashians. Had dinner with Kardashians one time, and they do this, okay? They go to these expensive restaurants, and they order, like, I don't want to say everything on the menu, but almost everything on the menu. These are giant meals. And I'm just like, oh, my God, what are you going to do? And then they have, like, a bite of this, 2 bites of steak, 3 bites of that, 4 bites of this, and then they're done. It's like, you threw away, like, $1,000 worth of food. But that's how they stay
I would never do that. I would never do that. I don't have the funds to do that.
No.
But
it's same. You see what I'm saying? Huh?
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Just, I mean,
It really,
you don't have to order everything on the menu, but just get little bits of things and share.
exactly. And the other thing, Rusty, that I think is so important is being prepared. Spend one day a week, and I'm sure you're doing this. I know you're doing those special meals, but spend one day a week, maybe put 7 chicken breasts in a crock pot and let them cook all day on Sunday so that you have protein for every day of the week. You can freeze it, you can refrigerate it, you can put it into individual packages, you can use it on a salad, you can use it at dinner. Cut up your vegetables. You can get anything at the grocery store now cut up. You don't even have to do anything anymore. You can get bags of cut up vegetables. So if you have these things handy, you can throw in a bag for your lunch, a chicken breast cut up, an apple, a bag of veggies, and maybe a handful of nuts. You're good. That's all you need. You've got your.
We're done. Wrap this show up. Drop the mic. That's it. She's over.
Yeah, and then take one of those salad bags. You can get organic salad bags now. Rip open one of those suckers for dinner. Put it in a bowl. Put your chicken over the top of it. Cut up some apple with some cinnamon and put it on it. You're good. Okay, that's your dinner. Mm-hmm. This is how we cut back on the days that are not a holiday day. We have these foods available. We're prepared and we eat them, and we're not racing to some restaurant or some drive-through to grab something that when we're starving, we're going to hit French fries. We're not going to hit something good like a chicken breast on a salad.
Right.
So that's something I think that's really, really, really important. Cooking twice as much to eat at dinner so that you have lunch the next day for you and your partner, or maybe you and your kids. That's a time saver that helps a lot. And now I also want to talk about trying to stay physically fit, because I do think Americans, Rusty, have this all or nothing mentality. If I'm not perfect, I'm not going to do anything. So get your butts outside and start exercising, because if you think about, and this is painful to think about, but if you think about how many hours you waste a day surfing the internet for things that you don't need, or social media. The average person per day spends 2 hours a day now on social media, 2 hours.
But then we wouldn't see the picture of the cat being mad at people. I mean, there's things out there you got to know.
It's ridiculous. I'm just going to say it's ridiculous, because we're sacrificing our health for stuff that we don't even really need to be. I mean, watching TV and the news, do we really need to be doing that as much as we are? So all I'm saying is do social media, scan the internet, watch TV, but after you exercise, put your tennis shoes on, put your workout clothes on. First thing in the morning, get your butt out of bed and get to the gym, or get outside, or get to your garage, or wherever your equipment is. Start working out. It doesn't take that long. In fact, if you just moved your body for 20 minutes with intervals where you're going as fast as you can, and then you give yourself a 20-second, 30-second break, go as fast as you can, so that you're kind of slightly out of breath, or maybe pretty out of breath, and then recover. 20 to 30 minutes of that a day, plus sit-ups, push-ups, and lunges, or planks. That's all you have to do. This stuff is simple. But
so, hold on, running. Okay, you do that again. So it was what?
20 to 30 minutes of interval cardio. So you could dance, put some music on and dance in your living room.
No one wants to see that with me, so I'm not doing it.
If you've got kids and you can't leave the house, go put some headphones on and dance around and dance as fast as you can, moving your body and your legs up and down. And
She's a maniac. Okay, so do that, and then push-ups? Sit-ups and planks.
Push-ups. Sit-ups, push-ups, lunges. So that's basically a whole body workout right there. Sit-ups, push-ups, and lunges. Or you could do planks instead of push-ups if you want. Planks are hard. If you can do 1 to 2 minutes on plank, it's hard.
I used to be good at that. I'm gonna get good again.
It's so good for your core too. It really tightens up your abs. But if you ate the way I just said, where you're skipping the flour and the sugar in your diet, you're eating proteins, nuts, seeds, fruits, and vegetables, minimal fruits, no more than 2 a day, because you don't need to OD on fruit, it's sugar. But you can have some, just go for apples and pears and things like that. And just work out your body, and then let the holiday or the parties that you're going to be the days that you're just off, and let it be okay. But be on the other days and do not overfeed yourself. And then the last thing is, I just think the intermittent fasting is huge. Trying to go maybe on the days that you're on, try to go maybe 15 or 16 hours without eating. So if you stop eating at 7 o'clock at night, you wouldn't be eating till 10 or 11 in the morning. Don't worry, you won't die. You won't die. I promise
you won't die. And it is something I'm doing. They've got, let me see, what app am I using?
You won't die. Now, if you're a brittle diabetic, you've been diagnosed with like an autoimmune disorder, you have symptomatic hypoglycemia, you have some reason that you can't go that long with eating. I'm not addressing you. I'm addressing people who have 10 pounds, 5 pounds, 30 pounds, or people that are trying to maintain a weight loss. Intermittent fasting is one of the best ways to do it because it lets you burn the fat on your body. In fact, Rusty, on hour 14, 15, 16, some people go 17 hours. On those hours, you feel so hungry sometimes you could eat the paint off the walls.
Yeah.
Guess what's happening when that's happening? You're burning fat.
Oh, okay. So that's good.
Your body is using its fat for fuel right then. Now, if you go so long that all of a sudden you're not hungry anymore, your body's it's probably not burning fat. You need to eat. Because some people say, gosh, I go 17 hours without eating and then I don't want to eat, so I just keep going, and that's not a good idea.
Okay. This app I found seems to be, they've got a little coach on it. It's called Body Fast. And so right now, according to my thing, I have 3 hours left while I'm still fasting. Okay, there we go. It's got a little clock on it. So it has a countdown clock to tell you how much fasting time you have. And it's real easy and very simple. And I think it was like $4. So not bad. Not bad at all.
Tools. Those are good tools.
So
that's how you avoid the 10 pounds of muffin top between Thanksgiving and New Year is let the parties be one day, let the holiday be one day, and be right on the money the rest of the days. And if you're not, it's okay. You're only as good as your last meal, which is a great thing to keep in mind. You're only as good as your last meal. Just pick it up the next time. Pick it up the next meal.
I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. I don't think we can top that. I think that's good. Just right to the meat of the matter. Let's get her done. Nisha Jackson is her name. If you would go to Peak One Medical. No, One Peak. One
Peak.
Got it. You've updated One Peak. It's only, you know how many peaks there are? One. Just One Peak Medical. You can find it online. It's www.onepeakmedical, right? .com. NishaJackson.com. That's even easier. You can find all the information on her. And if you would please, for your friends, don't do it for us. Do it for you and your friends. Subscribe to this show, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you find it. Make sure you subscribe so you can get notified when they come out every week. They come out every Tuesday. And then you can tell your friends and say, hey, look, I just found out how we can not get fat over the holidays. And you can share them this show. So until next time, we will see you then. I'm Rusty Humphries, and she's Nisha Jackson, and this is The Nisha Jackson Show.